What's up guys, I'm back with another video and today I'll be going over one of my favorite decks, Lyrilusc Tri-Brigade. I really like this deck because of its powerful 1 to 2 card combos that are able to end on a lot of interruptions. So, starting with the deck profile and the Tri-Brigade names, we play 3 Fractal, 3 Nerval, 2 Kit, and 2 Chaos. It may be kind of strange running 2 Kit and 2 Chaos in a Tri-Brigade Lyrilusc deck, as you're not super reliant on them, but it's just for an additional engine to decide to run in the deck. But like overall, you should run this amount. Fractal is an insanely powerful starter. Nerval is a very discard of Chaos, and having extra level 1s in the deck is good, especially that you can just special Warbler and normal Nerval sometimes, like make an Exceeds play or make Farigate. So I feel like this is a fine amount for them. And for the small side engine we play Rescue Cat and Fabled Cerebral. You don't actually need the Rescue Cats with the Fabled Cerebral, but I just wanted additional starters in the deck. And you need more Kit and Chaos, as having one of that with 3 Cat is kind of risky. Like, especially if you just draw one, it kind of sucks then. And the Fabled Cerebral is here to just make Arclight with the other level 2s, as it's extremely powerful for something like Tier with its Floodgate-like effect, and its Omni being able to stop something like as prevalent as Talent and Thrust. For the Lyriluscs, I run a relatively small engine, as I don't think you need like a big one to like turbo like Draco Future or something. Running just 3 Warbler, 2 Cobalt, and 1 Sapphire Swallow. These cards are extremely powerful, especially Warbler, as it enables like all the combos and acts as like an extender, I guess. Like you have this in a Nerval or Kit, it allows you to at least make some kind of a Link or Xyz play, as I said before. And 2 Cobalt, because like I don't want to draw 3 of this card, because it's not great even though it is a Tri-Beast. I just want to see it often enough with the Warbler combo. Especially that Fractal can like foolish it as well. And its protection effect is also really good and helps enable making Zeus a lot better. Sapphire Swallow is an extremely good card. It allows you to extend in the combo. And I guess like attach more material from the graveyard, so like you can make a bigger Zeus as well, which is pretty cool. You don't need more of it. If you're running like a bigger Lyrilusc count, I would probably run 2, but I don't think it's necessarily needed. For the spells, we run triple Red Call, 3 Tenki, and 1 1-for-1 for the in-engine spells. Red Call and Tenki allowing you to essentially have 6 Warbler and Fractal is pretty crazy, and makes your combo much more consistent, especially that Fractal with like a Warbler is still like the full combo, as Fractal can send you a copy of the Cobalt Sparrow, and then Warbler can be born afterward, though this is more weak to Imperm than usual. And the 1-for-1 is a pretty good extender. It can also act as a 1-card combo, better than like the pure Tri-Brigade, as like you'd have to pitch like a Tri-Beast off of this to like full combo with like Nerval, banish 1 for like Heart, but instead you can just summon a Sapphire, no, that's Sapphire, I keep mixing up the names, Cobalt Sparrow to add Nerval instead, and like make a play from there. The 1 in-engine trap, we won 1 copy of Revolt. The card is still super powerful, being able to set up your graveyard, reactivate a Nerval, and get Shurag on the field, which is just a non-target banish, and float if your opponent just destroys it or something. I don't know, usually it gets spun back with Unicorn if they really break the board. But card's still really nice and one of the best aspects of the deck. For the non-engine I decided to play, I run 3 Ash, 1 Crow, 3 Talent, 2 Econ, 3 Imperm. I think this is a pretty good. This deck also gets to run a decent amount of non-engine. You can definitely change this up to your liking, Like, if I had some droplets, I would probably run it over the Ash, as I don't really want to play into Talon game 1, as I think it's going to be an extremely popular card. Well, other than that, I still think these cards are relatively good against everything. Econ may seem a little strange in the main deck, but this deck, if its board resolves, then you're already winning the game, especially in game 1, where your opponent's most likely not playing something like Dark Ruler, which is probably one of the best cards against you. But Econ's nice at, like, being able to, like, essentially just trade with opponents' multiple interruptions, and, like, dodge imperm as well, which doesn't come up, like, too often. I mean, actually, no, it comes up a lot. You want to imperm these Tri-Brigade names. But, like, they could also, like, imperm it on summon, which I was thinking about to, like, play around it. But also that sounds really bad. Talent, there are definitely a decent amount of hand traps still running around. And especially, like, in like, post-side games, your opponent will be on draw, so you definitely want Talent in the deck. And the one-off Crow is just, like, a search target if you need it. May not be the greatest, but, like, it's just a one-of, so it's fine. And also just synergizes with your engine as well. For the extra deck, for, like, part 1 of the Link monsters, we have 1 Lightheart, double Farigite, 1 Bearbrum, 1 DDL, and 1 Little Knight if I had one. I feel like you should be running these Links, and Little Knight especially. Like, it's so strong now, as, like, you have something you can finally make off, like a Tri-Brigade name and a Bearbrum that does something, other than just, like, make Rugal because, like, it's the best thing you had. This also helps with talent, like making the take stronger, as you can either make a Little Knight or use DDL to send it to get some value that way. Bearbrum is some of the strongest support the deck received after its first initial wave, in addition to Kit, as being able to get to your revolt is extremely powerful, and also discard effects to Reborn also is okay sometimes, and especially with playing the Fabled Cerebral, it comes up a lot. I like double Farigite as, like, having, like, an additional one for, like, follow-up if the game gets a little more grindy. And, like, sometimes you want, like, another Tri-Beast name in the graveyard, and you, like, link Farigite off for, like, a second Farigite as well. The Lightheart is in here, like, to play around hand traps mostly. As, like, if your opponent ashes your Fractal, you can normal and overall Kit and still make Apple Revolt from there, which is extremely powerful. For the other Link monsters, we have 1 Doom Eagle, 2 Shurag, 1 Appo, 1 Axis Code Talker. Doom Eagle, I think, is the best Link 3 to run, as it actually acts as, like, a sort of interruption, as an attack gain effect. Sometimes comes up, usually not, though. But especially with, like, tier limit, you can, like, spin back a tier name, which is pretty cool, I guess. A lot better than Rugal. We don't need Rugal anymore. Little Knight's good enough. And double Shurag is here because you need 2 Shurag for turn 1, and then for the revolt afterward, you either run 2 or 3. You either run 3, and, like, the pure build mostly. You could run it and bird up a third one, but with, like, stuff like running Little Knight, it's definitely a lot harder to make room for it. Lyrilusc is a mainstay of the deck, as it's just, like, what made the deck really good back then and now, because of just how much interruptions they're able to put up for the opponent. And Axis Code just being able to blow your opponent out after they can't crack your board and just destroy everything. You could also Axis Code banish itself for cost to be able to get rid of something like a skill drain, as this deck definitely isn't that great against that. For the Xyz monsters and the 1 Synchro, I guess, we have 1 Recital Starling, 1 Sub-1 Nightingale, 1 Zeus, and 1 Arclight. You only need 1 Recital if you're not playing Utopic Draco Future, and it just makes me feel dumb for, like, not discovering this when I was playing the deck, when the Recital was limited. But this card, just being able to, like, add more Wing Beast to your hand, and if you already had your combo pieces, just being able to add Crow is also really good. Nightingale is here mostly to make Zeus, and it also benefits off the Cobalt Sparrow protection, which is really good. And even its own protection effect comes up sometimes, especially, like, against Unchained. If they get to, like, summon the the guy with the non-target pop, you can just chain the effect to be able to like be immune to that. And the one Zeus in here with like no downer is here mostly because you want to use Zeus offensively, as like use the Lyrilusc to make it. So like most of the opponent's interruptions will still be there and the removal. So like if you make a downer, it's extremely vulnerable to the removal. As if you make the Zeus immediately, it's not as bad. And the one Arclight here to go along with the Cerebral, as I said before, extremely powerful floodgate against Fear Element, and having that Omni stop something like the Talents or whatever broken engine piece they have is also pretty good. The side deck, we have 3 draw, 3 nib, 1 pank for the monsters. Draw and nib are here for the combo decks. Nib can definitely be used against Rescue Waste depending on their build and how much they want to play into it as well. Pank is here mostly because of the amount of diverse decks and like it being good against like most of them at least. 2 for warning sometimes is also really good. For the spells, we run 3 Dark Ruler, 1 Duster, 1 Called By. Dark Ruler again is for those combo decks. We really don't like them. And then we have Duster Called By. You could run like more back row removal, but like I don't think there's gonna be much back row decks. It's really just Labyrinth, and if they don't have skill drain, it's not that hard to like beat. But maybe with their new support, they're a lot better. And the Called Bys here just deciding go first, like just being able to stop that draw, so like you can win off that. And then for like the last 3 cards, it's some of the most fun cards in the game, especially from the Arclight on the field. It's just 3 anti-spell. Cards are so good against like a bunch of different engines and against like the best card against your deck, which is Dark Ruler. So like when you draw this card of a Farragut, it feels extremely good as well. So that's the whole side deck and the entire deck profile. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.